Welcome everyone to the final JW Raw before JW WrestleMania, JW Raw number 10, and this is Fandango making his way to the ring, as he's one of the participants in a hardcore title Hell in a Cell match at WrestleMania, as you're seeing on your screen right now, and that match will be certainly something. Another member of that match, Damien Sandow, waiting at ringside to have a match with this man, Fandango, RVD, hardcore champion, not in the building this week, taking a week off, I guess, before that huge match at WrestleMania, which he's defending his hardcore title against 5 other of the hardcore divisions, the best and brightest, including this man Fandango and of course Damien Sandow. As I've mentioned, I am Jack Evixter, and I'm actually joined by Will this week on JW Raw.
Finally.
Finally! The Will has come back to JW Raw.
Don't call me the Will.
The Will. That's a new gimmick for you. Nonetheless, Fandango with his bitch, his side hoe, and they're going to have a match. Well, Summary's not going to have a match. Fandango and Damien Sandow going to have a hardcore match here. Of course, this is the final JW Raw before JW WrestleMania. We have some epic matches at that show. So as we get started, Fandango getting to work on Damien Sandow. So the men in this match, of course, is the champion RVD. We got Fandango, Damien Sandow, Bam Bam Bigelow, Kane, and Ryback. Ryback has been on a roll as of past weeks in big main event matches with the NWO and his involvement within that. Since the Elimination Chamber has really been pretty hot here in the JW. And he does have a win over Hulk Hogan, which means he could at some point down the line get a title match for Hulk Hogan's championship. Or at WrestleMania, we'll see in 2 weeks, it could be CM Punk's championship. Of course, the Royal Rumble winner CM Punk challenging Hulk Hogan in a one-on-one contest at WrestleMania to finally settle the grudge between CM Punk and the group he once led, the NWO. But of course, we know that Hulk Hogan was signed to the JW, and he took over that group. CM Punk didn't like it, and we had this whole bitter feud between that. And I guess the replacement for CM Punk, or where he would have been, is Fandango, who's in this match here tonight with the steel chair. He's beating the crap out of Damien Sandow after Damien Sandow just demolished Fandango as well. So Fandango now is going to throw Sandow into that ring post. I thought it was going to be back in the ring. Guess it wasn't. Fandango is now in some trouble as Damien Sandow gets right back up to him. And he throws Fandango into the ring post now and just bounces his head off of it. But he does not throw him into the post because one of our sponsors tonight, Wwe 2K15, the game is bad. Perfect gift for anyone who might disappoint extremely. Easter's coming out. Maybe you get him an Easter gift. So like here's some disappointment in a basket. And then we got Popeye's Chicken and Biscuits, which is a great Easter gift. You give him that. You'd be like, here's some diabetes in a basket. And then you got WWE Immortals. You'd be like, hey, here's a bitchin' game in your basket. That's the best gift of them all. As a dropkick is dodged by Damien Sandow. See how that Easter thing went in there? It's not even like close to Easter yet, but it's coming up April somewhere. Who knows? Dropkick outside the ring. Fandango getting to work on Sandow. Both of them are about equal damage and momentum, but Fandango does have that signature.
That tip will somehow hit Sandow in the face.
I think Sandow just fell. So we have that quite an awesome WrestleMania shaping up here, and 2 of these men, of course, part of Hell in a Cell. Oh, it almost breaks the table there, but it did not. Damien Sandow with that that was a old school kind of move there by Sandow. You really kind of see that in the style. Sandow now standing atop the table that's been tilted over as Fandango, he seeks to finish, or signature I should say, to Damien Sandow. He hits that move and poses right after it in the way that Fandango only knows how to, and now he's picking up the table.
Just waiting for Sandow to get out.
Sandow is slowly rising to his feet, but it should not be, you know, if I were Sandow, I would stay down because Fandango is going to hit him in the side with that chair, and he sets him up now on the table. Fandango now goes in the corner. We know that diving leg drop Fandango made famous, and Hulk Hogan has been using, of course, on SmackDown. And that leg drop connects. Absolutely disgusting. You see the end of the match right here. Of course, for no titles, but it's got to give you some momentum. Kick out at 2 by Sandow. And Sandow now with the elbow, trying to make a comeback here in this match. Big chop. And another one will take down Fandango. Now getting to some kicks onto Fandango. Really no-sold that table break. Now he's got a finishing move. Fandango, he's got him up. Plants him down with authority. as Sandow just hit his finisher, going for the pin now. And it looks like the end of this hardcore match. Damien Sandow with a little bit of momentum riding into that Hell in a Cell match. And, you know, let's just, in speaking of that Hell in a Cell match, who do you think's got that? Like, I'm not talking about this match. We obviously know who won. I'm going to say Ryback is the odds-on favorite. He's definitely the most powerful out of all of them. You know, not too far behind from the likes of Bam Bam Bigelow and Kane. But nonetheless, I think it's Ryback. Who you got?
Rob Van Dam.
Rob Van Dam, you think? I mean, he's had 2 reigns so far as the hardcore champion, with only a little bit of time between both of them, and he's been on a roll, especially in the recent weeks. Oh, what is this? Kane, after this post-match celebration, goes into him, choke slam down to hell. Kane just sending a message, I guess. Here, he wants that hardcore title as well. He's of course one of the participants in that Hell in a Cell match. Kane, he's gonna light the fireworks. What is this? Bam Bam Bigelow with a clothesline now. Another participant in this match. How ironic. With the attack on Kane now. Greetings from Asbury Park. Thud. All you hear is a thud. The power of Bam Bam Bigelow. And of course, a man not afraid to go on the top rope for that finishing headbutt. And that connects now. And Bam Bam Bigelow is going to get a little bit of a celebration of his own. After attacking Kane, who attacked Sandow, who defeated Fandango. And now it's only fitting. Here's the big guy Ryback. My odds-on favorite. And he's so much of a favorite that he's actually got his own entrance. Except for all these other guys that didn't get entrances. Ryback, of course, riding off a wave of momentum in the past 2 weeks with victories over Hulk Hogan. Of course, one of them a disqualification, and he got his revenge last week in that steel cage main event, which he mocked Hogan. He climbed over the cage. He waited for Hogan to get up to climb over, though. And he was successful at doing so. But Ryback, he's making his way to the ring, of course, as part of that hardcore title Hell in a Cell. That's his spot on WrestleMania. Oh, and he just bounces Bam Bam Bigelow. He shrugs him off of it, I would say. Now I'm calling the crowd, feed me more. He's winding up the arm. Meet a clothesline. Absolutely gross impact there. He still has his signature, though, for some odd reason. Ryback just waiting for Bam Bam Bigelow to get back up now. And Ryback, he plants him back down again with that spine buster move. We only know what he can be going for now. The shell-shocked finishing move. Just the power of Ryback, the strength, carrying that huge man above his head. And he's going to stand tall at the end of the night. Of course, Rob Van Dam isn't here. And all 5 of the Hardcore Division members in that match have all been outside here tonight. Unless we get someone new, but I doubt it. I don't know who's going to step up to Ryback. But so Ryback is going to stand tall after the match. Damien Sandow won, but you probably forgot that by now because of the amount of people that just interfered after that match. But they're here almost instantly. It's Luke Harper and Eric Rowan. The tag team champions, of course. And speaking of the tag team champions, what you're seeing on your screen right now is going to be the WrestleMania pre-show. It's going to be the Brotherhood, the former tag team champions, facing Kevin Nash and Big Show. And the winner of that match is going to face for the tag team titles on the Raw after WrestleMania. So you're not going to want to miss that. But the current tag team champions who have yet to defend those titles, actually. Or maybe they have. I don't know. Not much tag team action, really. But this will be a tag team match here. The Nation of Domination. Big E, of course, making his debut last week. And actually, just thinking of this now, if Big E and Mark Henry get a win over Luke Harper and Eric Rowan, that would put them in line also for the tag team titles, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I'm sure the Nation of Domination is not in the tag team title picture, though. They just want to take out the Wyatt family, as you see on screen here. 6-man tag match at WrestleMania. Just announced very recently. It's going to be the Nation of Domination, leader Booker T, with newcomer Big E, and back in, I guess you could say, with Mark Henry, body slammed by Luke Harper. And we also have the Wyatt family, Bray Wyatt, leading these 2 men in the ring right now. We got Luke Harper and Eric Rowan. Eric Rowan, of course, on the apron. Mark Henry with that nice move there. He's going to pick up Luke Harper. And Luke Harper, though, with the reversal leg sweep. Going on that middle rope now. And a double axe handle, which was reversed by Mark Henry. Fuck. Hey, look. Restart the match. Why not? Let's just roll with it. Why not? Live TV, folks. Live TV, folks. Mark Henry.
Nice one. Perfect editing.
Perfect editing by me. Mark Henry pounding down on Luke Harper. And, of course, nothing previously happened. But I had such good commentary going. Stunner by Mark Henry. Such good commentary was going there. I'm just not even going to bother editing that out. The big suplex by Mark Henry now. Supreme editor, me, Jack Epstein. This Big E's he wants in the match. He's calling Mark Henry. STO by Henry now plants Luke Harper into the corner. Now a tag is made and Big E's going to make his in-match debut. Oh, and the clothesline. Vicious clothesline by Luke Harper. It takes down Big E. Now Big E's going to throw Luke Harper over the trope. Luke Harper gets a reversal now. Of course, Bray Wyatt, I'm sure, sent out Luke Harper and Eric Rowan. And I'm sure they want some revenge as well on Big E after last week's attack. And we got Mark Henry, who came back to the Nation Domination. We did think he quit, but as it's seen last week, I guess he did not. After the persuasion by Big E to come out and just demolish all three members of the Wyatt family. Big E now with that, got him on his shoulders, and he plants him down with that backbreaker. Some kicks now, and that clothesline again. Big E just
his head's gonna fall off one of these times.
I think he might have just died. Clearly not. Spine buster.
No sell.
Goes to the pin. And a kick out at 1. Very odd kick out there. Almost as if Big E pushed him off. Luke Harper looking for a breather. Of course, the intensity and the power of Big E Langston. Pounding his chest. The Nation RKO out of nowhere. Any neckbreaker is now an RKO, by the way. As a tag is made by by Luke Harper to Eric Rowan. Back body drop. Big E is taking some damage here. Of course, Luke Harper with a lot of damage taken. A lot of damage toll is taken. But Big E is actually getting a bit of his ass handed to him, but he's sticking through it. But of course, this is the first match of Big E's career, and the second one will be at WrestleMania. Well, of course, his career here in the JW. I believe he was actually supposed to be part of SmackDown in 2K14, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Eric Rowan, he's now working on the head of Big E. He's just pounding on it and squeezing it and all sorts of things. Just really trying to wear down Big E. And that suplex now. Speaking of suplexes, you can check out Brock Lesnar and many more top stars on JW SmackDown. Of course, the Go Home show to WrestleMania will be on JW SmackDown. Now, WrestleMania will be on the 29th, but there will be a bit of a week of a break between SmackDown, and then there'll be no Raw, no SmackDown, and then there'll be WrestleMania on the 29th. So this is the last Raw between now and WrestleMania. And then you'll see SmackDown on hopefully Friday. But who knows with our obviously insanely busy schedules. Obviously. As Big E, he's got that signature move, runs against the ropes, and oh my god, the hops. All that weight just falls down on to Eric Rowan, and now Big E is going to set up for the big ending. Puts him on the shoulder. And that's going to connect now. The big ending has connected, and it looks like the ending of the match is coming to coming near. As Big E's going to throw Luke Harper over the rope, and he's going to go for the pin now. Mark Henry in the ring to assure the pin is successful, and it is. And the Nation of Domination. Big E gets his first ever victory, and Mark Henry looking strong as well. Big E did a lot of the damage in that match, and almost took out both members of the Wyatt family, I should say, in this whole match. And if that is also the case at WrestleMania, we could see the Nation of Domination pick up a victory at WrestleMania in that 6-man tag team match. But nonetheless, Big E and Mark Henry, the Nation of Domination, of course led by Booker T, they're going to stand tall tonight with the momentum, probably all the momentum heading into WrestleMania. As Mark Henry is going to cheer on Big E now, and we will be right back on JB Raw with the Rusev who's going to take on Chris Jericho.
Welcome back. It is Rusev versus Chris Jericho. And they've already bumped into each other. Botching already.
Rusev is now on the top rope. We are back on JW Raw after a big victory by the Nation of Domination over the Wyatt family. Now Rusev looking to make quick work of Chris Jericho, and Rusev will be facing Cesaro at WrestleMania in his third attempt to capture the undefeated Cesaro's European title. Of course, Cesaro's held that title now for about 10 weeks. And he's defended it at Royal Rumble, he's defended it at Elimination Chamber, and his third defense is coming up at WrestleMania. And also, he's putting his undefeated streak here in the JW on the line. Not only at WrestleMania, but he's not been defeated ever. At least on JW Raw, as a botched dropkick is not going to cost Rusev a bit of the match here as Chris Jericho looks to get some momentum. Speaking of Chris Jericho's momentum, as it's going to come to a halt now, Chris Jericho has almost competed in every week, and he's never won a match here. This season, which is much less of a season, as you saw in that intro we just played, of course in the first JW Raw season in WWE 13, Chris Jericho was Mr. Money in the Bank, and I believe he cashed that in successfully, but I don't remember that. But he was Mr. Money in the Bank. He won that ladder match, and he did win some other titles as well. He certainly had wins, at least. But it doesn't seem to be going his way this season. Oh my god, the super kick out of nowhere by Rusev. Probably one of the most lethal super kicks in the JW and in wrestling right now. In the WWE. The camel clutch now. Break your back, make you humble. And it looks like that's going to be the case for Chris Jericho. The bar is certainly rising for a tap out here. But Chris Jericho is trying to fight out of it. The force of this camel clutch is going to make Chris Jericho submit. And probably one of the quickest matches in the JW. Other than, of course, what last week with Cesaro, or that was a few weeks ago actually, Cesaro, when he hoisted Toto Americano in the air and defeated him with just one uppercut. But it's still a very quick match over Chris Jericho, Rusev getting the victory. Chris Jericho still without a win in the JW. Very different from Cesaro, who has never been defeated. Imagine if his first loss comes to by Chris Jericho. That would be something. Certainly give Chris Jericho the momentum he needs. Of course, one of Cesaro's victories is over champion Hollywood Hulk Hogan, which also puts him in a future title match. We have plenty of contenderships and all sorts of confusion here in the JW. But at WrestleMania, it'll be Rusev, and he'll be facing Cesaro for that European Championship in his third and final attempt to capture that title and defeat the undefeated Cesaro. But CM Punk now is making his way to the ring, who won the Royal Rumble back in late January. And he's going to be facing the world champion Hollywood Hulk Hogan of the NWO. Try to settle the score between the NWO and himself. And also to win the world title, which Hulk Hogan has held. Since the Royal Rumble pay-per-view when he defeated Shawn Michaels for the vacant title. And he's held it since. And looking to end that title reign is CM Punk. Best in the world has not been in too many matches. He's really just been preparing mentally and training a lot for this match with Hulk Hogan. It's probably the most important match of his career. He's going to be main eventing a WrestleMania for the first time ever. Actually, I shouldn't say that. He main evented WrestleMania in Wwe 13 when he lost actually to The Undertaker and also John Cena, who was involved in that match. It was a triple threat match at WrestleMania, which closed the show. And The Undertaker was able to win the World Championship over on JW Raw. But at that time, of course, CM Punk had the NWO in his corner, but this year he does not. and I guess his first singles match main event at WrestleMania, if you want to call it that. Nonetheless, still a big, huge match, whether or not it is a first or you want to consider it or not. But speaking of the NWO, former buddy and now turned quite the enemy of CM Punk is Kevin Nash, making his way to the ring for tonight's main event. And of course, Kevin Nash, part of the NWO, along with Paul White, the Big Show, another former affiliate of CM Punk, now sided with Hulk Hogan, and then Hollywood Hulk Hogan, who was signed earlier in the year, current champion, of course. And really the reason why CM Punk was not part of the NWO, or is not part of the NWO anymore, and why he is seeking this retribution against all those members. And a win in the grandest stage of them all at WrestleMania certainly put the icing on the cake for CM Punk's revenge against the NWO. CM Punk has defeated Kevin Nash and Big Show on quite a few occasions, but also Kevin Nash and Big Show defeated CM Punk on a few occasions. So, but of course we know that CM Punk and Hulk Hogan did face back in the tournament, and Hulk Hogan, of course, won that match. And then we had CM Punk facing Kevin Nash at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, in which we almost thought Kevin Nash injured Punk. Obviously, it was not the case when CM Punk later in the night entered the Royal Rumble and won it. And really, the most bitter of enemies out of the NWO and CM Punk is Kevin Nash and CM Punk, because these men were close to best friends in the JW, in WWE 13, and it's really came down to quite the rivalry. And it's really CM Punk and Kevin Nash's rivalry, not even counting Big Show and Hulk Hogan. But nonetheless, CM Punk dives out of the ring, and he just flies onto Kevin Nash.
I'm just getting hyped now.
As I drop my phone.
Kevin Nash with the elbow to the back of the head.
After that attempted neck breaker. Float over, neck breaker now connects. Sprawl outside the ring, but they can't stay out here too long because this is a normal one-on-one match. CM Punk's going to throw Nash back in the ring now. Of course, this is a match we've seen many times, so a lot of chemistry will go into play here. Drop kick over that rope now. Kevin Nash trying to get some reversals of his own. Big punch, big clothesline I should say, takes down CM Punk, plants him on the mat. And now a drop kick. Not a drop kick, what am I saying? A leg drop. Of course, the finishing move of his leader, Hulk Hogan. Not to be confused with Red and Yellow Hulk Hogan, you can check out on JB SmackDown there. Separate entities here, the JW. But nonetheless, float over DDT now by CM Punk. CM Punk is quite fired up here tonight, and you know, with reason, of course. He's facing Hulk Hogan in the main event for the world title in a few weeks here in the JW at WrestleMania, the biggest show of the year. As Kevin Nash tries to put CM Punk's momentum to a halt, throws him over the rope, takes him from the top rope, throws him on the ground. Now a leg drop. Now just mocking Punk, telling him to get back up. Big knee to the torso of Kevin Nash will stop his momentum for a little bit. But back and forth, of course. These men know each other's moves like the back of each other's hands because they've faced each other so many times. They've also been partners so many times. I believe you also saw that in the intro we used for a commercial break with the NWO with CM Punk and all them.
And Paul White.
And Paul White, of course. Kevin Nash raising the arm. And that knockout punch. Kevin Nash just immediately picks up Punk, doesn't even wait for him to get back up on his own. And we all know what this is now. This is the jackknife powerbomb. It's a move that has ended some reigns and certainly ended some careers. And let's see if it does that for CM Punk, if it ends his night here and ends his momentum. Goes for the pin now. 1, 2, kick out at 2.5. Kevin Nash is furious.
Just a drop kick.
He just does that. That amazing drop kick. Same one Rusev went for and botched, actually. Enziguri kick to the back of the head of Kevin Nash. Now CM Punk looking to get some momentum in the match. He's been dominated pretty much by Kevin Nash. Knee to the corner. And the running bulldog. Signature move connects. Now Punk, he's calling for the GTS, the go to sleep move. Oh no, he's got the vice. He's got the Anaconda vice in. Of course, Big Show tapping out this move many weeks ago, but Kevin Nash has yet to do so. trying to fight out of it. He's very close to getting out of this hold. And CM Punk is letting go of the hold. He realizes Kevin Nash is not going to tap out. Goes for a punch there. Enziguri, yet again, getting fired up again.
Now he's going for his comeback.
Back kick now. Enziguri, drop kick. Another one. And that neck breaker. Now CM Punk has another signature move. Goes for the top rope, the ode to the Macho Man. Elbow to the heart of Kevin Nash now. CM Punk looking to get a second finishing move. Possibly an Anaconda Vice, possibly a go to sleep. Looks like a go to sleep here. Got him over the shoulders. Some surprising strength shown by CM Punk here. Go to sleep. That connects. CM Punk now goes for the pin. 1, 2, and CM Punk has won the match. Just like that, with the momentum heading into WrestleMania. CM Punk has been on a roll in the matches he has been in, other than, of course, the handicap match loss to Kevin Nash and Big Show. But in one-on-one matches, CM Punk's been pretty good with these members of the NWO. And let's see if he can defeat Hulk Hogan for actually the first time in CM Punk's career, defeating Hulk Hogan. If he can do that at WrestleMania, of course, that loss to Hulk Hogan quite a few weeks ago, in one of the first episodes, actually. I believe it was the 3rd episode. There we see the Anaconda Vice. I thought it was it there. Kevin Nash was able to get out of it, though. Or actually, CM Punk was forced to let go of it. But nonetheless, we will see you at WrestleMania. We will see you at all these epic matches. And of course, don't forget to check out SmackDown on Friday to see what comes of that and what builds towards WrestleMania as well. And on March 29th, be right here on the channel. Subscribe and do all that good stuff, and you will see the grandest show of them all, the Showcase of the Immortals, WrestleMania. Thank you for watching JB Raw, and we'll see you at WrestleMania.